My name is Dr. Meesh Hammer-Kossoy. I teach Talmud and social justice at Pardes. And I've always wondered about the connection between what I see as sort of two proverbial door openings that frame the seder. The first one opens up the Magid, the telling of the story, where we say, Kol everyone let them come, everyone who's hungry, let them come and eat. Although we don't literally open the door, there's a sort of opening of the doors to invite everyone to come and join us. And then also at the climactic end of the Seder, just before Hallel, we literally open up the door for Eliyahu, who is the harbinger of the Messiah. And I've always wondered, what's the connection between that framing of our Seder with openings of the door? And I'd like to suggest a connection between those two door openings based on our Gemara, based on a favorite Gemara of mine in Bava Batra. To understand that Gemara, you have to see that people in the olden days, in the time of the Gemara, in the time of the Mishnah, lived sort of homes that opened into a common courtyard, which was a sort of commonly owned courtyard that everyone had a piece of. And the Mishnah suggests that neighbors can compel each other to build. They opened, right, here's the street, and here's the courtyard, and the people live here. And the Mishnah suggests that the neighbors can compel each other to contribute to the cost of building a gate and a gatehouse on this courtyard. And the reason for this is obvious. It's a home improvement that preserves privacy, it increases security, it keeps out crooks, dangerous strangers, unwanted salespeople, litter, keeps your children in. And so there was this assumption this is something that's to everyone's benefit, and therefore we can sort of make each other contribute to it. And then the Gemara brings in what seems to be a contradictory story, where of a chassid, a pious person who used to always be visited by Eliyahu HaNavi. And he built a gatehouse. He lived in this home here, and they agreed to build a gatehouse. And when they built the gatehouse, Eliyahu HaNavi stopped coming to visit him. And the Gemara wonders, right, what there's a contradiction between those two things. And the question is, what is it about building that gatehouse that makes Eliyahu so angry that he breaks off his friendship with the chassid? Rashi suggests, Lefi shemafsik ba'ani'im hatzorkim ve'ein kolam nishma. Because this gate separates between the chassid and the poor people, and then the chassid cannot hear their voices. Certainly, the pious person would never, God forbid, turn his back on someone who asked him for a gift. But when he's locked behind a gatehouse, it's not easy for him to hear the cry of the poor person in order to come to his aid. To be truly a chassid, it's not enough to answer when someone tracks you down and begs you for help. You have to make yourself available to hear that cry. The Haggadah cites a verse from the Torah. V'nitzak el Adonai Elohei avotenu v'yishma Adonai et kolenu. We cried out to the Lord, the God of our forefathers, and God heard our voice. Now, in addition to the interpretations that are explicitly given in the Haggadah to that verse, I would like to suggest that there's also an implicit interpretation embedded in the Seder that's related to these two door openings. When we open the door for the needy, proverbially at the beginning of the Seder, we're saying to God, God, thank you so much for hearing our cry when we were in Egypt. And we are making a point to open ourselves to hear the cry of the needy people who are around us. When we do that, just as in the story of the chassid and the gatehouse, only when we hear those cries can God hear ours, and can we be deserving of a visit from Eliyahu announcing our redemption at the end of the Seder. Chag Sameach.